in here, and we might want to give them the opportunity that we
Sure.
had to say something about mom or whatever.
Yeah.
We had some fun this morning, just lighthearted. There wasn't a lot of room to cry, so it was kind of pleasant.
Good. Yeah. Let's keep it. Joe, take a deep breath. You're finishing well. And what Joe was just saying, that we sat in a circle, 9 of us, with my mom on FaceTime, and it unusual because there wasn't an order of service. We were, Jefferson Avenue people. Some people had written in. Lucille Dodd wrote in something for me to read. Had something from Terry Hires. Had something from the Lepo family. So there, and then Carol and Lori and Keith, and we all shared. And some of the common things were simple woman, which today has fit her personality perfectly, regardless of what the whole world's having. This just fit her. At the time, nobody would have called it, but we all laughed at her OCD personality.
Cleanliness, just
Cleanliness.
clean. Everything's clean.
Her
I
hospitality.
didn't realize everybody thought or knew that.
Oh, Joe, you couldn't be around your mom without that. And then, things, memories of Carol. When Betty was pregnant, Peggy's the one that gave the baby shower. So we had this incredible memories of that. So, what, Mike? You said you had some thoughts. What?
Yeah, I wanted to.
Oh, you got notes.
Well,
You got to be on video.
those of you that know,
Come on up so we can get you on the video.
My little brother Paul, who most of you know, was given the gift of gab. I don't have that. My wife tells me I was given the gift of sarcasm. So I'll try to. That's the spiritual
Dang
gift.
private school kids, man.
So I had to write down my words, otherwise I would wander off
Oh,
track.
here comes the
But,
1 o'clock.
we want you to know during this unusual period of restrictions on in-person contact that our prayers and spirit of encouragement are with you. It's our confidence that your mom is in the comfort of our Heavenly Father and celebrating again with your dad and others who have passed before. May you find comfort in the good memories of her life and know that she was always a kind and loving person to us, and that we will always remember. Find strength to carry on in the tradition and excellent example of your mom and dad. We value you and your family and look forward to getting together soon. Your friends and East Point family, Mike, Paul, Ray, and Charlotte. Amen.
Thank you.
I had a few thoughts, if I could.
Come on. All right.
I'm the emotional type, so
Ooh,
even going back 50 years, I can still get emotional. So Joe lived next door, and
On Metal Art?
yes,
Okay.
and my bathroom window, I think, faced their kitchen window,
Correct.
and I could see her mom preparing, doing what moms do. And going back to your dad, even I remember I put a pine cone on the grill where we played basketball. And your dad wanted to know if I put that pine cone on the grill, and I said, no, I did not put the pine, and I was lying, and he knew I was lying. I don't know why I was lying, I don't know why he cared, but I remember that so many years later. My dad had a fatal tractor accident in '69, and our other neighbor, Bill Culberson, on the other side, his dad got struck by lightning in his airplane in '67, and then I was plowing in Yatesville in '78 when my mother stopped and said Mr. Mobley's been killed. So that was 3 daddies in 3 different houses. And Miss Mobley, I just remember that because it was such a tragic period of time there. But Miss Mobley, when my mom remarried in '71, Miss Mobley gave my mom and my stepdad their blood test.
Oh, at the lab.
Yeah.
How
So,
about that?
I did not know that.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
it is incredible. My mom's not in good health. She's 88, fixed to be 89. So that was 50. I've known my stepdad since '71. So anyway,
Wow, I
but
did
that's
not
just
know
some,
that.
some good. I remember Joe the first time we'd play ball in the street, and we all were spitting as boys do, and Joe would try to spit, and it would end up on his thing.
I couldn't spit, I
Yeah,
guess.
it was rough. But that's just a few memories. So,
I remember, I'll second that. Now that you mentioned that about the blood test, I remember Uncle Fred and my Aunt Gail, who was Dad's sister, Mom snuck them away from town and stayed them one day when they were like 17 and 18 or 16 and 17. Drove them to Jefferson, Georgia, and signed off for them to get married. Nobody knew they were even gone. The parents didn't know or anything, so sounds like she sneaks around and does some things I didn't know about. So it's fitting.
You didn't know that.
I did not know that about the blood test.
Well, we learned, yeah.
We learned some things today, didn't we?
Yep, Terry Hires was, in what she wrote earlier, she was talking about after Wallace had died, because Hires were just around the corner from y'all. She wrote that she'd go spend the night at Peggy's house. And then Peggy would say, don't tell your mom or Bennett, my mom, that I let you watch PG-13 and R-rated movies. So, see?
Dang, hoodlum mama, I tell you.
So,
you know her favorite movie
what's that?
was Dirty Dancing.
Oh.
That's correct.
With Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze. And every time it comes on, I have to watch a little bit of it just in memory of Mom.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she liked his feet or whatever, but
Yeah, we talked about that. She had a
got
foot
a foot
fetish.
fetish.
Yes, yeah. Wallace had sexy feet, what she would tell us.
What was it?
Yeah,
Annette-
Wallace was eye candy, that's for sure.
Annette was complimenting Dad one night about his lovely eyes. She says, "Don't you think so, Peggy?" And Mom goes, "I like his feet." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we're at a funeral, really?" Okay. So anyway, okay.
Good memories. Joe, we're wrapping up today.
Yes, sir.
You've got a lot of loss ahead of you. Even though you know this is good, even though you know this isn't more so than many of us. I mean, it's funny, I remember, I was 6, but I remember Dogwood Hills where the tractor accident. I remember hearing that as a kid, just so you know. I'm like, wait a second, I'm aware of that story. So, at the Baptist church, right? Yeah. East Point was a small world for all of us. So, but we're coming to a close of a day.
It's been a beautiful day.
Been a beautiful day, and I want to remind you with words that you already know. And one of the things about being a preacher is you often hear the same words at services because Scripture has some really good, comforting words, and we got to be reminded of them. So there's 2 passages I want to look at very briefly, and the first one comes from 1 Thessalonians. I'm going to pause along the way. Brothers and sisters, or at this point, Knox and Joe, we do not want you to be uninformed. Or the word, to get really raw here, we don't want you to be stupid on this. It's a very strong, ignorant Greek word. We don't want you to be stupid. We want you to be informed. We want you to be knowledgeable. We want you to know the truth.
Is this hermeneutics?
This is Herman and Nudix, okay, both of them, all
Thank
right?
you.
Brothers and sisters, we do not want you to be uninformed about those who have fallen asleep in death. We want you to know this so that you don't have to grieve like the rest of mankind. It doesn't say you're not allowed to grieve. In fact, the opposite. Grieve hard, grieve. We've spent my sister and I will talk about over the last year, waves of grief come, and you don't know when it's going to hit you. It's crazy, and the oddest. I caught myself about 6 months ago. Oh man, I need to ask Dad a question. I picked up the phone, and I have him in my favorites, and I pushed the button to call him. And it wasn't until I actually pushed the button that it startled me. It just startled me, and so you're gonna grieve. But you don't have to grieve like the rest of mankind. And right now, look around this world. You see people who are so trapped in fear, grieving. Things are changing. We don't know how this thing's going to sort out. So even if we're grieving social distancing or grieving the loss, the rest of the world grieves, but they grieve without hope. We grieve with hope. So Joe and Knox, we don't want you to be stupid here about people who have fallen asleep in death. So because we want you to be informed, you're not going to have to grieve like mankind. You're going to get to grieve with the privilege of hope. See, because we believe that Jesus died.
Amen.
Okay, we're going to pause on just that phrase just for a second. The Friday of Jesus' death took care of one of our needs. But it says, but we believe that Jesus died and we believe he rose again. The Sunday of Easter took care of our other need. He died because of our trespasses and sins. That gave us our forgiveness. And if he'd only died, all of us today would be forgiven dead people. But he rose again because we were dead in our trespasses and sins. The whole gospel is a God that takes care of our trespasses and sins and makes us alive. And what we're holding on to is there was a time, not a time where your mom gave her life to Christ, but the truth is there was a time that your mom gave her death to Christ, and Christ gave her his life. That's our hope. That's our hope. So we believe that Jesus died and rose again. And so we believe that God will bring with Jesus those who have fallen asleep in death, but in him. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, beginning verse 13. According to the Lord's will, we tell you that are still alive, who are left here until the coming of the Lord, that you will not precede those who have fallen asleep. Obviously, you will not. She's got a head start. All right? For the Lord himself will come down from heaven with a loud command and a voice of an archangel and the trumpet call of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. And after that, those of us who are still alive here will be caught up in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so we will be with the Lord forever. These are the words that we're to encourage one another with. These words. Another thought I want to leave you is there's a God of the universe that created time. And he is outside of time. And that's why we get 1,000 years are like a day, or a day is like 1,000 years. There's really no measure of it. And that God of the universe, across 2,000 years ago, was able to move outside of time and move into history past 2,000 years and grab up the sin of David or Cain or Samson and grab it up and plummet it onto the cross. And that same God was able to go outside of time and move into what I call history future, and grab Joe and Doc's sin, Mike Fagan's sin, mine, and take it all the way back to the cross. So he took care of a history past, history future. But the other thing that happened in time is that my dad, Carol's dad, your dad, they've been outside of time. And what happened earlier this week is all of a sudden, your mom's had 42 years. But your dad's been in the present for 42 years. And it's like this, your dad got up and goes, oh man, this is amazing. Hey Peggy, look at this is amazing. And my dad said, where's the pecan pie?
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming. We were joking that Peggy had to grab a broom and sweep the gold dust up a little bit. But that's what's happening outside of this world, is that they're instantaneous. You know, we were joking that your dad's been recruiting a softball team up and got my dad and Louie up there. And so your father just turned around and instantly your mom was there. But she's been in what days seem like 1,000 years from 42 years. And there's going to be a week that'll seem like 1,000 years when we hit the 1 year mark, we were like, it seems like it's been 10 years and it seems like it's been 10 hours.
I get it.
Yeah.
I
You
that.
get it?
I
But
get
there's
that.
a hope that we can have all those feelings. It's because we have a hope in a death, burial, and resurrection of Christ.
I never thought about Easter that way.
It meets
Took
the
care
whole
of part
need.
of it on Friday, but then he was resurrected.
Took care of the other part of it on
I
Sunday.
mean, if he's not resurrected on Sunday, then that's on the hospital.
We're forgiven, but
But
we're not new creatures.
we're dead.
We're dead. Yep.
Not put something. Are you through?
I guess. You tell me I'm through. I want to read one more verse. And Mike's going to share something.
No, I was going to share something that him and I. For almost
Come on up. Share something about Knox. This is the way the whole day's been. It's been so much fun this way.
Knox
Really
came
has.
in and streamlined a service from a church up in North Georgia on Sunday. The pastor was talking about John being on Patmos,
Uh-huh.
and we don't need to worry, was what he was saying. And he said, when Jesus was in the grave, you know this, he went down there and then came back for his resurrection. And in verse 18 of Revelation, it says, I have the keys to death and Hades. And so that was very comforting, because he says, we don't need to worry. And he says, the people who are living on earth, when they die, they walk from life into life. And I've never thought about that. Because as soon as Mom passed Monday, the hospice lady was like, she's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow. So she went from life
To life.
to life.
And God gave you that on Sunday to
He did.
prepare you for
He
Monday.
confirmed it.
Yep. Gave it to
And
you.
it just blew me away. So,
That's good. That's good.
all right, one more.
I'm going to read this closing verse and pray. And Joe, it's been a good day.
It's been a life party.
And
Very little time for crying.
well, take the time to cry, because you will.
I will.
Psalm 121. I lift my eyes to the mountains. From where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip, and he who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he watches over Israel. The one who watches over will never slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord will be your shade by his mighty right hand, so that the sun will not harm you by day or the moonlight by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord watches over you, both your coming and your going, both now and forevermore.
Psalm 121.
Psalm 121. Father, we thank you for this day. Right now, feeling this breeze, it just reminds me that the Spirit is like the wind. We don't know where it comes from or where it's going, and we just rest in your Spirit, knowing over this week that the grave is conquered, that this is just a storage spot for a broken down body, when you have a resurrected body for us in life. Father, we are grateful for your goodness, grateful for your love, grateful for Peggy, and grateful that you created her. In your son's name we pray. Commit the memories of today to you. Amen.
Thank you all.
Very nice. Yeah, very, very good.
Lori, could you do me a favor? Larry, you got to help me.
Sure.
I want y'all to take the flowers
Okay.
and share them.
Well, what do you want first?
I want you to take the flowers.
Take
Well, you don't want any of them?
I don't want any. Catherine got some at the funeral home.
You don't want to lay that on top?
When they put her in the grave, you usually leave it on top of the grave so there's something there.
Oh,